I'm undefeated. Oh, jumping out of my skin, pull the cord.
All right, hello my good people. How are you? Welcome all over. Yes, all of you. All right, it's T-Cube-D here, 10 Toes to Dirt. You know, just trying to stay positive right now in a time of so much chaos, disorder, conflict and confusion. I just want you all to know, like, you know, all of you, you are not alone right now in this time. So, you know, just try to stay positive as much as possible during so much negativity right now, like just happening all over. Just try to stay as positive as possible. Like right now I got the little bee just on me right now. He's just doing his little bee thing. Oh, he fell off. All right, but I don't know what that was about. I hope he's okay. But yeah, so right now we're all in this together. I just want you all to know that. So now I just want you all to just take a deep breath. Okay, go ahead, release. Good. All right, so right now in this video, this show, I'm gonna go ahead and switch things up a little bit. I'm gonna do things a little bit differently, not too much, but just a little bit. So if any of you have seen my recent videos, you've seen what I've been discussing. Basically just a few, you know, personal issues that I've been facing with my housing authority agency or whatever, and you know, just a few other problems just that sort of, I guess, pushed me back on my little spiritual walk here, or big spiritual walk here, I should say, because nothing about this is little. High vibrations, high frequencies, that's all I'm trying to emit over here, just good positive energy. So back to what I was saying in this video, and I'll place some links in the description as well so you can follow along with what I'm saying. Basically, there's a lot going on, and this video, I'm going to go ahead and call it Prepare. It's said to be getting even hotter plus more, so there's going to be a lot more that I'm going to be including in this video as well. Just stay tuned, everybody. And most of the issues linked to, I guess, the main problem here in this video would be with climate change. And basically the whole globe or whole world is raising a whole 3 degrees in global climate. So for me, that was just a little strange. I just think in terms of the dimensions, if we're already in the 3rd dimension, and I guess we're headed to a 5th dimension shift, does the 3-degree increase have a significance or play a role in the change of the 5D shift that we're currently experiencing? So, you know, if any of you are aware of the dimensions changing, because there is a lot of weird happenings going on around us. For one, the temperature getting hotter all over, and people just not being able to hang in there and handle it. So the topics of this video, I'm going to go ahead and just list them out here for you all. Number 1 is going to be food shortages. We're going to talk about food shortages all across the world, the globe. We're going to talk about something called the rubber apocalypse. If you all haven't been made known of a rubber crisis that we're currently facing throughout the world. Also, a sand shortage. Sand, people. So just before we get into sand and all of the other topics, I did make a little acronym to express the severity behind this current crisis that we're facing. So SAND for me stands for save, support, and never destroy. So save, support, and never destroy is what SAND stands for to me. So I hope a lot more of you can adopt that acronym and apply it and start trying to protect Earth because there's a lot going on right now. People, just keep your eyes open, stay focused. All right, so after sand shortage, we're going to be covering China's bank issues, and last we'll go over the U.S. people shortage. So yeah, apparently there's a people shortage right now in the United States. If any of you have been aware with what's going on with the Roe v. Wade and all of the abortion changes and different laws and bills being enacted into the Constitution and just on the people currently right now, then you'll know that this is a very serious matter right now in the United States. The population is decreasing drastically, and then on top of police killings and COVID, as well as other diseases playing a factor, and that so yeah, just everyone just try to stay alert and aware of what's going on in your surroundings and your with your direct vicinity. And even if you have people abroad, try to reach out to them and just make sure that they're okay, and to see how they're faring through this dire time right now in the history of humanity. So yeah, let me go ahead, and basically I'm just gonna go ahead, since I went through this long introduction here and I have already let you all know the topics that I am going to cover in this video. The 5 topics which I feel are the main issues that we're currently facing right now, the main concerns and problems that are happening worldwide. Of course, global climate change being the number one. So let's keep that in mind, and moving forward, I'm going to go ahead and jump right into it with food shortages. So with food shortages, it's suggested that with 7.8 billion and counting people on this planet, we are currently reaching the carrying load or capacity of the planet. So I want you all to sort of look at it and try to understand it how I'm looking at it. We're reaching the current carrying load or capacity of the planet. So to me, that would imply we are on or in a transport vessel or vehicle. All right, moving on. All right, so experts say that they know we are breaching certain boundaries. What boundaries those experts are referring to, I couldn't say off the top of my head, or I don't think they even mentioned in the the videos. Once again, the links will be in the description. I don't think they even mentioned exactly what those certain boundaries are that we're breaching upon, but I'm pretty certain, being that I'm covering food shortage, that is definitely one of them. And yeah, so let's just keep going. So starting with the ongoing food shortages in Africa for years, maybe decades, we then move into the current food shortage happening globally, universally, soon to be affecting the entire world, except for the rich, in parentheses, i.e. example, let's say Bill Gates, who buys up all the farmland still worth anything in the United States currently. I don't know, maybe he's buying up land in other good farmland in other countries as well, who knows. And a handful of other politicians and celebrities who will have a stake or claim at the land that's still suitable or habitable to or cultivatable, I should say, to be able to grow crops and things of that nature. So yeah, that's a huge issue with farmland here in the United States. You can look more into that on your own. And did I forget to mention, the main driver for the food shortages globally would have to be attributed to Putin. Yeah, Putin over in Russia attacking Ukraine. who would be considered the most important importer of grain, which is the #1 crop used for suppressing world hunger right now in the world. So with that, Ukraine provides food for 400 million people, of which the Middle East and Africa will be hit the hardest by the shortages. So that's already been predicted, guys. You can look at the statistics, you can look at the food shortage charts, whatever you have to. I'm pretty sure there's tons of websites online that you can go and find this information out for on your own, but it's happening right now, right under our noses. They don't want us to know. But I'm here to try to just let you all know as much as possible, try to fill you in on any blanks that are missing, and just out here enjoying nature. Got the good wind blowing, the sun is shining bright on me now. It was just cloudy as heck. I promise you, it was just cloudy as heck, and now the sun is shining bright on me. Thank you, son. So now let's go ahead, because I do have a lot to cover on this page here. So let me just go ahead and just read through everything as it is, all the notes that I've taken or took thus far. And let's see. So now let's see. Honestly, I'd have to thank Putin for, I guess, revealing one of Ukraine's deepest, darkest secrets. But I can't ever forgive you, Putin, for, I would say, not having a clear escape or release plan for the Africans caught up in, your senseless food or war game, because they didn't help create any of your problems. So therefore, do not deserve to, be caught up in your entanglement. It's that dang word again, dang entanglements. Actually, the whole English language, I feel, just, here, you all can have it back, because it's really a disgusting language. At the core of it all, it's a spell language. It's to cast spells. It's to cast spells. My people, we did not speak this language before it was opposed on us, before it was, before they forced it down our throats. We did not speak this English language. So America, I've written this in, post on Facebook. If anybody's familiar with my page, Big Zay Summerson, or that's how you can find it. But basically, yeah, you'll see there. You'll probably have to add me as a friend because it is set to private. But it has to be a lot that needs to change right now with what's going on in the world. Let me not get too far off topic. So, yeah, back to you all in your English language. You all can have that. And, I'm guessing, with the language, you all had to make that language to get the right frequencies or vibrations out that you were trying to express with your brain, because I guess to thinking, with your brain or sending messages telepathically, through the natural wave frequencies, the air or whatever, I guess that was just a little too hard for you guys to conjure up. So moving on. And so yeah, the food game and food shortages could have been avoided, but here we are in 2022, possibly facing a completely fabricated extinction event is what I would call it. So here in 2022, because of the food games and shortages that these so-called world powers are playing amongst each other and amongst the people of the nation, the citizens, we're possibly facing in 2022, not this soon, I don't think it'll happen this soon, but possibly facing a completely fabricated extinction event, unless we change something and fast, people. Like, we're gonna have to change something seriously fast. So I was going to give more info about food shortages, but I believe, but I believe in everyone studying to show that self-approved. Sorry about that. So I was going to give more info about food shortages, but I believe in everyone studying to show that self-approved. However, I'm not religious. We are all created as spiritual light beings. So we transmit, vibrations and frequencies through good, the transfer of light. And it's kind of hard or difficult to think about in that sense, but yeah, let me not once again get too far off topic. That's more of a spiritual topic. Let me just stay more on point onto the topic, talking points here. And so now, just imagine this scenario. Let's compare, right? So I was thinking about, recently, the differences between a zombie and a cannibal, right? So what are the main differences between a zombie and a cannibal? So apparently a zombie would have to be a reanimated corpse, and a cannibal would be a living, still conscious being that made a decision on their own to, I guess, start consuming meat, or supposedly they made, apparently, or they would have to make a decision on their own in order to start eating meat or human flesh to be considered a cannibal. And zombies, would have to, it would be a reanimated corpse that would start eating flesh, right? So just keep that in mind. So now just imagine this scenario. Let's compare the world with Raccoon City, right? All right, so let's compare COVID and the booster shots with, or to, the TNG virus in, the Resident Evil franchise, or whatever you want to call it. So our world majority was programmed on meat, and now we have food shortages worldwide, right? So if meat, animal flesh, is no longer available, and if the T and G viruses are activated remotely with means of technology, signals, frequencies, and vibrations, and people who love technology, all I can say is I see devastation, just complete chaos, disorder, conflict, and confusion. So yeah, just think about it. With the COVID and the booster shots, there's so many booster shots for the initial vaccine, when I feel like that should have just covered what it needed to. But if you think about the TNG virus being activated through a signal, if you go to the Resident Evil movie and look at it, they activated it through a computer program, a signal, a frequency, a vibration that was sent directly to the host of the T and G viruses. All right, moving on. That's enough with that. All right, got a lot more to cover here. All right, so that's the end of what I was going to say about food shortages, ending with, I guess, my comparisons to a zombie and a cannibal, and how food shortages could be linked to a zombie apocalypse in the near future. But don't want to scare anybody. It's just all, just all rhetorical, just all me thinking about the circumstances at hand. All right, so moving on to the rubber apocalypse now. So yeah, I just wanted to say this. I want to start off with this before we get into the rubber apocalypse. So I want you all to think about this. Rubber soles, right? Rubber soles that are on, I would say, about 95% of the shoes that are manufactured in production today, as of 2022. I don't know when people per se started wearing shoes, or putting coverings over their feet to tread the ground, to be able to travel the ground over the land. I don't know when humans started doing that, but I know for black people, for any indigenous people, wearing shoes with rubber soles that disconnected our natural soles from the natural current of Ma'uwa, which is Great Mother Earth, is something that we never would have ever considered for ourselves. So moving on with the rubber apocalypse. So let's see. There is a certain female CNBC news anchor who did coverage on a fungus that's affecting rubber producing plants and says the fungus has destroyed 10% of the global supply. So 10% of the global supply for rubber has been destroyed due to fungus. All right. Another anchor says rubber has become increasingly hard to import for some industries. So not only has 10% of the global supply of rubber been destroyed, it's been increasingly harder to import for industries. All right, moving on. All right, the global natural rubber market, was valued at $40 billion. I guess that would be USD dollars, so United States dollars, in 2020. And is considered a major concern of every world power, most of all said to be the United States. So the main world power concerned about the production and I guess manufacturing of rubber would be the United States. I mean, I knew that. Everybody knew that. So, one analyst thinks by 2026, the global natural rubber market will be valued at 68.5 billion USD dollars. So, yeah, United States dollars. 68.5 billion United States dollars. Rubber is a critical raw material, they say. Just think anytime you're going anywhere by car, by plane, or even by foot, you're using rubber. Once again, back to the rubber soles, disconnecting our natural soles from the natural current of Ma'uwa, Great Mother Earth. But there's an agenda behind that. So why do you think there's so many roads, so many sidewalks with material designed to burn your feet? They don't want you to walk around barefoot. They want you to wear rubber soles, and that's fueling the shoe industry and the profits that the government is able to gain by the production of rubber and shoes. All right, so moving on. Let's see here. I'm gonna have to let me get something to drink. Make sure my page doesn't fly away. 1 second here, bear with me. Yeah, so I got a nice fruit blend here. It's pineapple, papaya, blueberries, mango, coconut, mixed in with some a fruit punch nectar that has like pear juice, I believe lime juice and things like that inside of it. So make sure you're staying hydrated out here right now, people, in this time where things are heating up with the global climate change and temperature and everything. Stay hydrated, stay thirsty, because that would mean that you're a human and not becoming a bot or a machine. All right, so moving on. Let's see. So let's see. We were at rubber is a critical raw material, they say. Just think, anytime you're going anywhere by car, by plane, or even by foot, you're using rubber. Let's see, what is that? But rubber is also used in your personal protective equipment like gloves and masks, like the elastics that stretch behind your ears on those masks, on the face masks now. Okay, so, and I say, just think, when did we gain such a dependency on something we can't eat. Well, at least I wouldn't eat rubber, but I mean, I'm not everybody else, so let's keep going. Let's see here. There are several alternatives to a synthetic version of rubber, yet buyers only want a certain type of rubber, thus causing a supply disruption in the producers of this certain type of rubber are already fighting against the odds, dealing with not only buyers' demands but also climate change, disease, both COVID and a destructive fungus. So they're dealing with a number of, conflicts of interest, of problems, and, the actual producers, who are called smallholders, by the way, over in the Southeast Asia, Thailand area. So, and they produce 90% of the world's rubber, by the way. 90% of the world's rubber comes from Southeast Asia, Thailand. And let's see, $140 million worth of rubber was imported into the U.S. during March 2021 alone. So that's a lot of rubber production coming out of Southeast Asia, Thailand in March 2021, valued at $140 million, being imported here to the United States. And the buyers here in the United States won't apparently look into any other synthetic options as far as getting rubber produced, or trying to come up with an alternative solution, and are stretching the supply thin, which is causing a supply disruption amongst rubber producers throughout the world. So that was the connection being made there. So let's see. And I say, me personally, let's see. Okay, no, let's see. There's one more thing I want to see. So apparently airplane tires have to be 100% natural rubber because the particular properties natural rubber possesses. So there's one of the number one reasons why buyers of rubber or purchasers of rubber here in the United States of America will not look into a synthetic alternative means of rubber production, because natural rubber has particular properties in it that are basic, are I guess ideal for the production of airplane tires. All right, moving on. Make sure felt like something was crawling on me there, but it's all good. If it wants to get me, get me. You're just getting back out in nature, everyone. Everyone get back out here. It's here for us. Don't get so used to being inside, letting that artificial air and, air condition basically stop your natural body functions and receiving the actual natural gases that air produces and the skin breathes in. We know your skin is your largest organ, so keep that in mind, people. Get out here in nature. Get some of this good fresh air that's here for us free. It's free. Also stay hydrated and stay cool in this time. Again, once again, with the 3-degree global climate increase happening, globally throughout the world. So just make sure you all are staying hydrated and trying to stay as cool as you can. So let's see. And I say basically with this whole rubber apocalypse that's man-made, mainly all of the conflicts and problems, the issues that are here in this realm, this dimension, this world, are man-made. So I wrote down here, maybe the smallholder producers should start using some of the rubber they're producing to repel some of those bad frequencies and vibrations that the buyers are basically, causing them or sending their way. They seem like they're the only ones whose checks are bouncing. Rubber bounces. All right, that's enough of me and my rubber apocalypse. Or not my rubber apocalypse, but the world's rubber apocalypse. This is something that we are all facing. All right, little spider, go ahead, get off me. Go ahead, go back into nature. All right, had to shoot a little spider away. All right, so now we'll be moving on to a more serious concern of all world powers, and I feel that the citizens, the people of the nations have not been made aware to this serious threat that we are currently facing right now as a people, as a race. And we really need to come together right now, people, because there is a sand shortage. I can't even begin to fathom what we've been doing with the sand in order for us to be faced now in 2022 with a sand shortage. Yes, you're hearing me correctly. Sand. S-A-N-D. Sand. There is a sand shortage that we are currently facing. So there's not enough sand on the coastlines, basically, due to the rising sea levels, and there's been an increased number of storms. I wonder why the sea level is rising and why there's an increased number of storms out there. I wonder why, Harp. So moving on, I'm just guessing they couldn't find enough sand to build those super playgrounds or those random unused volleyball courts at certain apartment complexes, or those golf courses that they love so much. Like, so much wasted sand has been used on golf courses and those volleyball courts at random those random volleyball courts just apartments that I've been at. Just randomly I would see a volleyball court just sitting there, like who the hell implemented this? Or those super playgrounds that they really don't want people to use because they want to turn everybody into robots. So if they want to turn everybody into bots, into NPCs, and they want to basically upload your consciousness into the matrix, into the the mainframe, like, why are we having a sand shortage? Why is there a sand shortage? Why is there a major concern with sand right now? All right, so, and let's see right here. Or no, it must be all these glass products being crafted, glass windows, glass bottles, like the beer bottles, or even the soda bottles the old school soda bottles that they started producing again. They just want to use all of the sand in order to drive an economy that doesn't really benefit anyone other than the major corporations. So they're using all of our resources, people, get this. They're using all of our natural resources at an increased rate, bleeding earth, draining earth dry. If you all can't hear the howls and the screams right now coming from my uwa, I just looked up right now, right? If this doesn't let you all know that there's a shift going on right now in this reality, there's a random rainbow, a color line just shining in the sky, if you can see that, as I'm giving this lesson here. I don't know if you can see that with this with the pixels in this camera here. All right, but getting back to the sand shortage, y'all, because I got completely off topic. I'm sorry. So let's see. So yeah, all of these glass products that they're crafting using this whatever spell casting methods that or spell crafting methods that they're using to turn our sand into glass products that we really don't need, because I've been walking around seeing broken glass everywhere. I've been trying to clean it up as much as possible, to no avail, of course, because how can I clean up 1 million glass shards just from a single bottle myself? Like, people, it has to be more of a collective effort, where we're making an effort to undo all of the harm that we've done thus far. So we have to save, support, and never destroy our sand. We have to save, support, and never destroy our sand. Like, our world as we know it is literally being stolen right from underneath our feet, and we're allowing it because of allowing them to control us with social media and technologies, and supposedly the coming of this new age, this new world order that's supposed to offer in a great new age, and whatever new agenda they're trying to push. But no, this is supposed to be a grand awakening of the spirit right now, people. Wake up, everybody, wake up. Back to sand. All right, so let's see. So after that, so sand is a commodity like oil, copper, and gold. Almost everything around you is made of sand. If that's not an eye opener, just open your eyes, do a 360, just spin around right in place, and just take a few blinks maybe, and just think, like, look around you. Almost everything around you is made of sand. It's a natural commodity, just like oil, copper, and gold. So it's the most natural and was the most abundant building material until as of late. So it's the most natural and was the most abundant building material until as of late. I never thought we could literally run out of sand one day, y'all. And we are eating, are we eating the sand too? Like, we must be eating the sand too. Are we eating the sand too, people? Like, I never thought we could literally run out of sand one day. So we can't be eating the rubber, the sand, the food too. Like, there's shortages amongst everything. Everything is becoming scarce right now in the world, people. I don't know if people in the United States are getting these messages, these downloads, because of maybe a connection to social media blocking them out. They're blocking the frequencies and vibrations that they need to be receiving right now. But this is mainly for the people in the United States right now before it hits home, people. Homesteaders are preparing. People have been buying up things in volume for the past, I want to say, couple of years now. If you all haven't been paying attention, citizens of the United States of America, LLC, because this is a business. Well, they turned it into a business. They turned our land into a business. They brought their corporation of the United States of America here to this land of Atlantis Insula and turned our land into a slave trade controlled business. All right. So back to the sand shortage that's going on. It's like I'm appalled. Like I'm just like truly disturbed, people. I'm appalled and truly disturbed, people, that we could be having a sand shortage. Like literally everywhere you look here on the land, or maybe it is an illusion. Maybe it's just an illusion. But then I begin to think, with all of the buildings, all of the construction going on, all of the constant tearing up land to create their new buildings, their new prisons, I see why there's a sand shortage. And soon, in their buildings, their prisons, it's gonna be a whole bunch of just, have you all ever seen a tech lab inside of like a telecommunication company, or a computer lab, like where they hold all of the hard drives, the main motherboards and the main computers and processors that are storing all of the information, the data that's driving, that's still, that's allowing that company to stay active. Just look at the size of this building here across from me. I'm behind the Falls shopping mall across from the canal here. So just look at the size of the Falls shopping mall, for one. And just imagine that being turned into a big energy grid where there's no longer any items or goods being stored in those buildings. And now there's only machines and wires and signals and just energy and trapped frequencies and vibrations just running through their database, through their mainframe, through their matrix. So keep that in mind, with all of you thinking that these buildings are so great and you would all rather consume the land, consume our sand, instead of save, support, and never destroy it. And soon all probably be faced with your consciousness, the collective consciousness, being trapped in a real matrix-like database. Now that's frightening. That's why I'm appalled and disturbed, people, because we are consuming our sand. We are really like a virus, a plague to the earth. And until we can realize that and get back out here in nature and open our eyes and stop wearing rubber soles and okay, I understand it. Don't walk on the concrete, the sidewalks if your feet can't handle that heat right now. But there's gonna be a point in time. There's gonna be a point in time where Earth speaks and regains what was stolen from her. There's changes happening all around us right now, people. Just all you have to do is just open your eyes and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. And there will be links in the description once again to videos to show you some of the things that I'm touching on right now, that I'm trying to help people open their eyes to, awaken people to. There's a grand awakening happening right now, people. I'm trying to see everybody else on the other side. Let's all make it to the other side, people. So our sand, people, is being consumed at an alarming rate, The coastlines are disappearing. Sea levels are rising. And the storms are increasing, people. Don't be fooled. Storms, the number of storms are increasing, and they're becoming more frequent and more intense. They're getting stronger, people. Earth is getting hotter, people. All right. So we have sand in every country and are still facing shortages. Not to forget to mention all the deserts worldwide, and we still manage to find a way to screw this up, people. Like, it's just shocking still. Like, we have sand in every country. We have dirt beneath our feet. We have literally sand in every desert scape on this realm dimension. And we found a way to screw it up, people. We found a way to consume our land, what's holding the water back. I mean, I can see a water world scenario, turning out here where they're going to try to build walls to keep the water out. But how long can you keep Mother Nature out? How long can you keep the natural elements, the natural forces of this realm, this dimension out? Before they come knocking everything down that you built up, before they come blowing everything down that you propped up, thinking that it was going to hold firm. Let's get real, people. Let's get real. We've been lied to for long enough. I don't want you all to continue to be lied to, people. I don't. Let's see. All right. So I'm just going to go ahead and read through everything else now here with the sand shortage, because I think I've done enough talking now. And yeah, I don't think I should, intervene anymore with my with my input. But then again, let me just keep going. All right, so I'm being guided here, people, to give you this information. So if we have sand in every country, and there's deserts in just about every major, or desert scapes in every major country or landmass here in the world, how did we find a way to screw this up, people? How did we find a way to consume the land, literally, to eat away, to plague the sand of the land to where it's literally disappearing? How do we make sand disappear? All right. So sand is said to be second only to water as the most consumed raw material worldwide. So it's said to be the second only to water as the most consumed raw material worldwide. So I guess we really are just eating our way through Earth like a virus, people. Sand, people. Come on, sand? All right, sand mining is the largest mining industry in the world, yet it goes under the radar because they don't want you to know. They've been stealing Earth's land right from under our very feet. Doesn't that just send like sparks and shivers down your spine? Like, doesn't that make you want to awaken some great lost ancient power and to go and delete, erase, destroy the elites, the ancient ones who have been plaguing this dimension, our realm, our great Mother Earth, since the beginning of our existence? Like, we need to get rid of these evil, negative entities and forces that are out here moving around, people, destroying our realm, destroying our land. It's time to get real and get serious out here, people. If you don't stand for anything, or how does it go? If you don't stand for something, you will fall for anything. So people start standing up for something. Start standing up for something. Stop being NPCs and robots, just allowing social media and government and the news, the fake news, to program you all. Open your eyes to the bigger picture and see what's going on out here around us, please. All right, so now, sand mining is the largest mining industry in the world. It's the largest mining industry in the world. Yet it goes under the radar because they don't want you to know. So it's second only to water as the most consumed raw material. Second only to water. And it's the number one largest mining industry in the world. Yet it goes under the radar because they don't want you to know they've been stealing Earth's land right from underneath our very feet. All right, so moving on, let's see right here. Yeah, it's just unbelievable that we're having a sand shortage problem, people, like, and that's just going to cause the land to get more cramped. But then again, I can't say that because I'm going to cover something in a few moments that should, I guess, explain why I just said that. So, and I think I did mention it at the beginning of the video as well when I was going through the topics of this video. So basically, people, governments, even, no, actually I want to say this. And so with them, basically stealing it right from underneath our very feet, like, I think, like for one, like, it didn't belong to them. They don't have ownership over it, but they're able to come and do and say as they please. Like, that makes absolutely no sense. They move around freely, but tell everyone else how to move around, and are destroying our land in the process, people. I'm gonna need some of y'all to get angry, like, because we're not gonna have a place to call home in a little bit. We're not. They're trying to take our home from us, just like they've been doing from the beginning, people. All right, so people, governments, even whole countries have killed for sand or land that didn't and still doesn't belong to them. Yet black people are called crazy for wanting our land and language back. That's our whole identity, robbed, stolen, and even beaten out of some of our ancestors, and some of us that are still living. So some of the elders who probably had to deal with slavery, or had, maybe their direct relatives before them were slaves. Like, I know my family had slaves, but that's neither here nor there. That's not the topic. That wasn't the topic of this video. But even still, I do want my people's language back and our land back. I want that back, America. You took that from us. You took that from us, America. All right. So now let's see. Let me go ahead and start back over. So people, governments, even whole countries have killed for sand or land that didn't and still doesn't belong to them. Yet black people are called crazy for wanting our land and language back. That's basically our whole identity. Robbed, stolen, and even beaten out of some of our ancestors, and some of us that are still living, some of our elders that are still living. and you all want us to continue to just take whatever you all dish out. All right, so that's basically the end of that, everyone. Once again, my acronym for SAND: save, support, and never destroy our land, people. We need the sand. We have to find a way to produce more now if we can. If we have to, tear down some of these buildings that they use our money, our wealth to build up. You see what's happening over in Sri Lanka, and I'm about to get to China in just a second, and other world powers like Ukraine and Russia are going through stuff right now as we speak, people. So don't think that it can't happen at home here in the United States. I'm telling you, homesteaders are preparing and have been for years now, since COVID started. They've been buying seeds and storing seeds and getting ready for long, hot summers, baby. So people, open your eyes, please. All right. So let's see. And I think, yeah, okay, I wrote one more thing here. So there's so many fundamental uses for sand. It's considered absolutely extraordinary, like brown or beige gold, I would say. So just protect the sand, people. Like, this is very alarming. This is our home. This is our home, people. The sand is being consumed, destroyed, erased. It's disappearing one way or another, the sand, through the construction of their buildings or whatever else it is that's causing our sand to just go bye-bye. So protect our sand. Save, support, and never destroy our land. All right, people. Moving on to China's banking issues now. So China's bank issues. Yeah, so China is in trouble right now with people taking to the streets and protesting the unjust circumstances of a corrupt government and banking system, only to be met with oppression from their banks and only to be met with oppression from large tanks and large squads of security mobs. So let's see here. Back to the beginning. So China is in trouble right now, people, with their banking and financial, the economy right now in China. So with people taking to the streets and protesting the unjust circumstances of a corrupt government and banking system, only to be met with oppression from large tanks and large squads of security mobs, people, that the government sent out to combat the citizens. All right, I'm not saying anything else about China's government and their tanks and large squads of security mobs being sent out by the government. I'm going to just move on with some more of the issues that I guess they're facing right now. Let's see. So China is now currently ranked the world's second largest economy. So the constant ongoing protests show a true look into the current infrastructure and dynamics that plague and torture the people in their own land. This is what I wrote. So China is now currently ranked the world's second largest economy. So yeah, China is now currently ranked the world's second largest economy. So the constant ongoing protest shows a true look into the current infrastructure and dynamics that plague and torture the people in their own land. They are going through it right now in their own land, people, like, because they can't withdraw basically any of their life savings now for months. For months now, Chinese citizens have been trying to, like, basically they've been storming the banks for months after several attempts to withdraw life savings and have been met with the oppression of tanks and large security squads that were sent by the government, their own government. How does that work? So yeah, that's crazy, people. So some families' life savings numbered well into the millions, to which their government's leader, after simply getting tired of fighting with the country's citizens, agreed to pay out 7,400 USD or 50,000 yuan for the mishap, and basically proceeded to tell the citizens of the land to be more careful who they bank with in the future. Gotta straighten my back up. My posture was slouching a little bit. All right, that's much better. All right, so yeah, moving on. So it looks like being loyal to the wrong master doesn't pay off, people. I really hope people learn to stop relying on borrowed currency with interest and taxes already included free of charge. Yes, people, on every dollar, we can even break it down to the penny value. On every dollar, even down to the penny, there's interest and taxes already included or built into that, basically from the taxpayer's dollar, and it's free of charge to you, the taxpayer. So they're just robbing you, the wealth from you, your land, stealing the land from you, and then just continuously just moving on to, I guess, different realms or dimensions of existence without the other, I guess, without the inhabitants of those dimensions not even realizing what happened to them. So people, wake up and open your eyes, please. So let's see. So it said that China seems to be heading towards a complete collapse of its financial system, which is going to greatly impact its economy. I'm sorry. So it said that I was trying to see. I forgot to write the economy there. So it said that China seems to be heading towards a complete collapse of its financial system, which is going to greatly impact its economy. And not only is it going to affect the economy of China, it's going to affect the global economy, because, as mentioned earlier, China is the second largest economy in the world. They have the second largest economy in the world of consumers, and their whole financial system just collapsed. So people here in the United States of America, I'm currently in Miami, Florida. People, don't think that this shit can't happen to you. The governments and the elites have been playing you all like fiddles from the beginning. Wake up, open your eyes, get your power and your land back. Start growing your own fruits and vegetables if you have land. If you can raise your own livestock. Me personally, like I told you all in past videos, I've stopped consuming meat. No more meat. I stopped eating pork years ago, over a decade now. It's been over a decade plus that I haven't consumed pork. And now I've stopped consuming meat, period. No more meat, people. Get out of eating meat. It is not for you. I can't say it's not for all beings of this realm, this dimension, but I know for black people, melanated people, neuromelanated people, meat has never been for us. Get into a more plant-based diet, consume more plant-based items and products, people. It'll help you out in the long run with all of this heat that's coming. Meat is designed to slow you down and put you in a sleep spell. That's why they basically pushed the meat agenda and made you all get addicted to eating meat, because it causes a sleep paralysis, a sleep spell on the human consciousness. So get out of eating meat, people. All right, so let's see. So yeah, it's a whole financial. It's complete. Yeah, it's financial system is heading towards a complete collapse, and that's going to affect the economy in China and affect the global economy worldwide, being that China is the second largest economy here in the world, people. All right, so that's that for basically China's banking issues. And now I can move on. Actually, I'm sorry. So, oh yeah, I'm sorry. The amount that was basically illegally withdrawn or that disappeared from China's banking system was a total of $6 billion in deposits of the citizens' hard-earned money and life savings that just disappeared from China banks. So keep that in mind, people. All right. So now on to the U.S. people shortage, and this is a short section here. There's not much to say about that. You know, Roe v. Wade, abortion bans and laws happening in just about every state nationally. So let's see. Apparently here in the U.S. we have a people shortage. I don't know if COVID knocked too many of us off, and that's sad to say, that COVID, or even thinking police brutality with the police killings through the recent years, which is why all of the different life matter movements have came out, or whatever, you know, people have decided to include themselves with. But do you all really care about life? Because if there's a people shortage in the United States, that sends a huge red flag, and to me leads to a lot of hypotheses and conclusions that are being drawn. But I mean, I guess America has, you know, basically, like I said, killed so many with COVID, not being prepared. I guess with the Trump, with it starting with the Trump administration, and Trump not catching it when he should have, and I believe he himself got COVID, and then now our current president Joe Biden is also dealing with COVID-19. So creating our vision in detail 19 seems to have gotten to them as well. Apparently that's what COVID 19 would stand for, creating our vision in detail. So they weren't able to create their vision how they wanted to, because now COVID seems to be affecting President Joe Biden right now here in the United States, amongst other issues that are plaguing the world. Food shortages, rubber apocalypse, sand shortage, China's banking issues, and now here the United States people shortage that we're facing. It just seems that we don't have enough people to reach whatever quotas they're trying to reach or fill by whatever time frame or period they're trying to reach it in. So every day in America, I mean, it's crazy because blacks are still being killed, you know, by police or by whatever means or methods. But we have a people shortage, but they're killing off the indigenous people of Atlantis Insula, which is now called America. If people didn't know, look that up. If you're not believing me, they have documentaries on this knowledge. It's out here for us, people. We are in Atlantis Insula, renamed America to fulfill their agenda. So just open your eyes, my people, to a brighter day and stay woke. Like, that's all I can really say. Because it seems even the people in the U.S. are being consumed by their own country. So with every other natural resource being consumed by the world or by whatever negative forces or entities that are consuming the natural resources, we here in the United States, people, and I would say mainly black people, and black people all throughout the world, with the Southeast and Africa facing major food shortages due to, you know, an estimated 400 million people that are fed with the grain reserves from Ukraine that are now just, no one can say for sure what's happened with the grain over in Ukraine, but there's definitely major issues here in this world, people. We all just need to work on it. Just try to stay as positive as possible through everything, because I mean, the sun's always gonna shine bright no matter what, and there'll always be a brighter day, a light shining through the dark. So with that being said, people, I mean, I don't think there's anything else that I have here written down that I need to say. And thank you all who have stuck with me throughout this grand awakening, this great eye-opening journey here. And yeah, there'll be definitely more in the future to come. It's been good. It's been real. TQD, 10 toes to dirt. And I'm out, baby. Peace.